Today, we're diving deep to find out what it really takes for a professional to diagnose and fix the very heart of a modern car, the engine.
So what does it actually take? You might picture someone with just a wrench and some grease, but the reality, it's way more complex. It's this incredible systematic process that's part detective work and honestly, part surgery.
And look, we know this because our guide for this whole breakdown is the real deal. What you're seeing here is an official training document from the Australian government. It literally outlines the national standard for professional engine repair. Yeah, this is the playbook the pros actually use. So, here's how we're going to break it down. We're going to follow the 5 core stages laid out in that playbook. We'll start with a game plan, then move into the detective work, the surgical teardown, the rebuild, and wrap it all up with the final crucial system check. All right, let's jump right in. Stage 1 is all about meticulous planning. I mean, think about it. Long before a single bolt is even touched, an expert mechanic is already mapping out the entire operation. And this isn't just some casual checklist. It's a formal 4-step process. First, they identified the exact requirements from the work order. Then, they have to source the official diagnostic strategy, right from the manufacturer. After that, they assess all the potential safety hazards. And only then, once all that is done, do they gather the precise tools and equipment needed for the job. Okay, next up is the investigation. And this is where the mechanic really puts on their detective hat. See, the goal isn't just to find a broken part, it's about uncovering the root cause of the problem by systematically following all the clues. And this is absolutely not guesswork. They run a whole series of specific diagnostic tests that are laid out in their strategy. Then, they take all the data from those tests and analyze it to pinpoint the exact cause of the fault. Only then do they report what they found and recommend a super specific plan for the repair. And the diagnostic toolkit they use, it's pretty amazing and super technical. A pro might use things like wet and dry compression tests to see how well a cylinder is sealed, or do leakage tests to find exactly where pressure is escaping. They even analyze the color of the exhaust smoke for clues. Every single test is designed to isolate a very specific potential problem. Okay, now we get to the really fascinating part, the teardown. And for a professional, this has nothing to do with brute force. It is a precise, methodical deconstruction. Honestly, it's more like a surgical procedure. So every single component is taken out in a very specific order. Each one is then carefully cleaned and inspected for any signs of wear or damage. But here's the really critical step. They physically measure the dimensions of key components and compare them against the original specs from the manufacturer. And that brings us to this incredibly important engineering concept called tolerance. See, an engine isn't just a box of parts. It's a finely tuned system where components are moving thousands of times a minute, often with just a razor-thin film of oil between them. Tolerance is that tiny, tiny acceptable range of variation a part can have in its size and still do its job perfectly. So just how precise are we talking about? Well, get this. A deviation of just 0.05 of a millimeter, that's thinner than a single human hair, can be the difference between an engine that runs like a dream and, well, catastrophic failure. It's no wonder the training document lists numeracy as a core skill. These mechanics are constantly calculating these tiny but absolutely critical measurements. So we've finally reached the climax of the whole operation, the repair and reassembly. After all that detective work, identifying the fault, and measuring every single component, it's finally time to meticulously bring the engine's heart back to life. And this stage is governed by some really strict, non-negotiable rules. All the repairs have to follow the manufacturer's procedures to the letter. The engine has to be put back together using precise torque specifications, and of course, strict safety rules are followed the entire time. And even when it's all back together, the job isn't done until post-repair tests confirm that the fix was a total success. And now we come to the final step, the one that really separates the pros from the amateurs. See, the job isn't over just because the engine starts. No, it's over when the entire work process is formally signed off on. So what does that mean? Well, it means conducting a final inspection of the whole vehicle, not just the engine. It means cleaning the work area and properly disposing of or recycling all the used materials. And, so importantly, it means completing all the necessary paperwork, creating a permanent record of everything that was done. So when you put it all together, it's pretty clear, right?
Being an expert engine mechanic isn't just about being good with your hands. It's this perfect fusion of deep theoretical knowledge and highly practiced real-world skill.
And this really gets to a crucial point. To get certified, a mechanic has to prove two things. First, they need performance evidence, proof that they can actually do the work. But they also need knowledge evidence, proof that they truly understand the complex science behind it all, everything from combustion theory to reading those complicated technical specs. You know, this quote pulls straight from the foundation skills section of the playbook. It really says it all. The ability to develop a sequenced plan for a specific task is listed right there as an essential skill. For a pro, being organized and having a strategy isn't just a nice to have. It's the foundation of everything they do.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you turn the key in your car and that incredibly complex machine roars to life, will you think about the amazing engineering that makes it all work? Or will you think about the equally amazing playbook of skill and discipline it takes to bring it back from the brink when things go wrong?